On today's episode, it's a TK8 Photoshop quick tip. Stay tuned. Hello everyone and welcome to the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. I have something a little bit different for you today. This is a quick tip. I'm calling this a TK8 Photoshop quick tip. Whether you have the TK8 plugin for Photoshop or not, you can still take advantage of this tip in Photoshop, and it deals with adding a gradient to the top and the bottom of your images to close them off, especially when you're working with a landscape style image. But this effect will work with pretty much any type of photography. I want to give a big shout out to Jeffrey Kingston for this tip. I did not come up with this one on my own. And Jeremy says, love the use of the gradient tool, saves having to go to ACR. The only difference I made was to use blend if to lift the deeper shadows a little and give it a more natural feel. Not sure if you agree. Well, I do agree. And Jeffrey is referring to my last video where I closed the top and the bottom of the image off with a curves adjustment using the multiply blend mode. And then I applied a linear gradient to the layer mask so that I would only darken the top of the image and the bottom of the image. Now, let me show you this tip of Jeffrey's, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. And like I said, this is a very quick tip. It's simple, it's easy to do, so let's get going. The first thing I want to do is darken off the bottom of the image just to close it out. Now, this is a typical thing we do in landscape photography, just to keep our viewer into the center of the frame, and then I will add another gradient to the top to darken down the top. Now, you could come right here in Photoshop and click and add a curves adjustment here, or if you have the TK8 plugin for Photoshop, you can click this button right here. It adds a curves adjustment. Then what I want you to do is change the blend mode to multiply, and that darkens the entire image. Next, what I always like to do is just hide that adjustment because it just over darkens the entire image. So I like to change this to a black mask. You could do a Command or Control I to invert it, or if you have the TK8 plugin for Photoshop, it's simple. You just click this button right here, and I love it. It automatically puts a black mask and hides everything. Now, for the next step, this is kind of important. Make sure you have a white swatch on top, a black swatch on the bottom. If you don't, just type D on your keyboard. That'll give you the default white on top, black on bottom. The next thing you have to do is grab your gradient tool. Now look for your toolbar. It may be in a different location than mine. This is just how I have my Photoshop set up. The shortcut for the gradient tool is G, by the way, but just click on your gradient tool. Hold your Shift key down, and I'm going to darken off the bottom first. Holding the Shift key down just constrains that gradient to go straight, okay? So I'm holding the Shift key down, and see if I move it to the left or right, it stays straight. So I'm just going to drag it up and add the gradient I want. And that looks pretty good. You can always try it again if that's not the way you want it. Just do it again. It'll keep resetting itself, which is kind of nice. But I want mine to come up to about here. Now, there's a multiply blend mode on here, right? So that's making this dark. But here is Jeffrey's tip, and it's a brilliant little tip. And I use this same adjustment when I'm working with vignettes in Photoshop. And if you watch my TK Friday videos, you see I use this particular technique all the time. And that is this, using blend if. If you've never used blend if before, after I show you today, you're going to say, I love blend if. I'm going to start using this a lot. So let's come here and come to this curves layer. Now, what you need to do is double click in this area here, not on where it says curves, because that'll rename curves if you want to rename it. But if you double click in this area, you'll open up your layer style dialog. Okay, now blend if is right down here. I'm not going to get into all the fine points of blend if, but I just want to show you right now we want this to say gray, and it does say gray by default. We're just working on the underlying layer. Over here to the left, you can see there's a dark area here, and it transitions over to a light area. This is your shadows, and this is your highlights. And all I want to do is protect some of these darkest shadows. So watch this area right in here. See how it's a little bit too dark in here? Watch what happens. When I hold the Option or Alt key down, you see this triangle right here. It has two sides. Hold your Option or Alt key down and click on the right side of this triangle, and I'm going to start to drag this apart. But as I do, I want you to watch this area in here, how I can all of a sudden get rid of some of that blocked up shadow area, but it'll remain dark. Check this out. See as I move this over? And I'm going to move it over to right about here. And as I'm dragging the slider, I'm watching this area here, okay? And I think that looks awesome. Let me click OK, but let's check it out. Here is the before, and here's the after. You notice it's still dark, but I haven't blocked up all those dark shadows in here, and I think it looks much better. So here it is again. Here is the before, and here is the after. Pretty cool, right? And you notice now the shadows are not blocked up. So now we're going to keep our attention to the center of the image, but we need to close off the top as well. Let's do that next. Let's grab another curves adjustment. Just click right here. It could be a brightness contrast adjustment. It could be a levels adjustment. It doesn't really matter. All we're using the adjustment for is to grab a blend mode from it. We're going to change our blend mode to multiply. And now we can put a black mask on there to hide it. And I still have my gradient tool. So let me go ahead and hold my shift key down and drag outside of the canvas. I'm going to drag down in and see how I darken off the top of the sky. So now we're into the frame here. This is a really cool technique, but it's blocking up some of these shadows up in here. Let me go ahead and zoom into that area so we can really see it. Just look at the really heavy shadows up in here. Let me double click right here and open up the layer style dialog. And now let's hold our Option or Alt key down and split this. And basically what's happening here is it's just feathering these shadows here. But watch this area right in here as I start to drag this to the right. See how we can bring back some of the details up in there, which is really cool, but we're still keeping dark up in here, and I'm going to click OK. I'm going to go ahead and close this Properties dialog and click this button on the CX or Combo panel. That lets the image fit the screen. So let's take a look. Here is the before. Now I'm just looking at the top. Here's the before, and here's the after. But see how nicely that closes that off? Now, on either one of these adjustments, if you feel the adjustment's too strong, just take your opacity and drag it to the left, and you can ease off in that adjustment as well. So you have a lot of fine-tuning that you can do. So that was Blend If, and thank you very much, Jeffrey Kingston, for that awesome tip. Thank you, sir. Well, there it is, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this quick tip, TK8 Photoshop quick tip. Hey, let me know in the comment section below if you'd like to see more of this kind of stuff, more like quick tips. I generally do the longer videos, but every now and then it's nice to do a quick tip, and I think it's a good thing. So let me know in the comment section below what you think. If you enjoyed the tutorial today, please give it a like and share it with your friends. If you're not yet a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe and click that bell notification icon. That way, every time I upload a new tutorial, you'll be notified about it. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today in the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly, and I'll see you all right here next time. But until then, happy editing.